This hour, the European Union is committing 203 million euros into the Ghanaian economy between the years of 2021 and 2027. Now, this will go into sustainable agriculture, infrastructure development, dubbed smart cities and good governance. Now, to this end, the EU has signed an agreement with the country as part of the joint programming initiative. Here is Jutam Upilanin, the European Commissioner for International Partnerships.
Agriculture is essential to economic development, and the European Union is very committed to support also this sector in Ghana in order to improve the quality of life of rural communities and also develop sustainable agricultural practices and businesses. The agricultural water management project we are signing today will support over 6,000 smallholders, farmers, households to increase and make their yields more predictable. We see that it is ambitious and important investment targeting 35 irrigation schemes which will boost the socio-economic development in northern Ghana, essential for the development and also stability of the country. This project forms part of the larger EU partnership with the Ministry of Food and Agriculture to support agriculture with 132 million euros.
Well, let's now hear from the Minister of Finance, Ken Ofori-Atta, on the impact this will have on Ghana's macroeconomic sustainability.
To these investment banks, and you don't know whether you said it to this team or the fifth one that you did. You just keep parroting things. But truly to thank you for being here for the launch of the 2021 to 27 Ghana EU multi-annual indicative program. This program is particularly significant as it will guide the development of cooperation between the Ghana and the EU over the 2021-2027 programming period. You just kind of wonder how fast the world has changed during that period. Whether we get a chance to review it ourselves and you also seeing the priorities that are available. But certainly the intervention in a sense of the Global Gateway Program is an acknowledgement of how things are changing, how fast they are, and how we need to find other vehicles to bring our current reality into focus. So as we speak, developing countries just face a cauldron of once-in-a-generation pandemic, climate crisis, weakening economic fundamentals, large debt overhang, and a very Byzantine situation of a war that we just never thought would happen in this period. It reminds you of Picasso's Guernica. Says, wow, is this where we are? But we are. We watch it on TV, and it questions the whole issue of the moral threshold. How far do you go? When do you go? And the calculations that come in the face of human suffering. Increasingly, the 2020s is looking like the decade that will determine whether the entire continent simultaneously plugs into infrastructure deficit, attains structural transformation, and reaches net zero emissions by 2050. Although we recognize the huge challenges that lie ahead, not just for Ghana, but for the entire continent, we are confident that by working together with good hearts and hands, we can build forward better together.
That was the Finance Minister there on that European Union partnership in a tune of 203 million euros. But let's now move to our topic for today, a development story of the matter. Bottled and sachet purified water continues to be a commodity experiencing hike in price each 2 quarters of the year. Somewhere in March, the National Association of Sachet and Bottled Water announced the increase in sachet prices by 50% as operators cited the cost of production, which includes electricity. As we start the new month of April, some checks at selected outlets in Accra show that a 50% increase on some purified bottled water still persists. To discuss, we are joined by President of the National Association of Sachet and Bottled Water, Magnus Nunu. We're grateful that you could join us. Are we to experience some price adjustment? If not, we do know that already some price adjustments have happened across several outlets. Help us appreciate what went into the calculation of your decision this time around.
Okay, good afternoon to your viewers. Just a very quick one. We came up just last December around 28th, and then we come up again. This is the shortest time ever, between the previous price adjustment and this time. And then it means that the factors that come to play are definitely beyond our control. So there was a need for us to go up. So we looked at the major factor was the fuel adjustment, because then we went up the last time, it was around 6.3, and currently it's being sold. We use diesel trucks. It's being sold at 10.7, 10.8. And so that was a major factor. We're talking about almost a 4 peswa or more 4 cedis or more added to a liter. Not even a gallon. So that was quite significant. Then also the packaging material, which is correlated to the dollar. If you look at the packaging material, it's all imported. We get a granules here, and everything about the water, sachet or bottle, is imported. So then, anytime the cedi devalues by the same margin, our prices go up. Let me give you a very, very quick scenario. Like if I take myself as a producer or another producer who buys about 50,000 kilograms per month, when we change the price, we're buying the kilo of roux for 17 cedis. Now it is 23 cedis. Some are quoting 25. So let us even go by the 23 cedis on the lower side. That is 6 cedis per kilo. So it means that you 6 cedis multiplied by 50,000 kilos, you have added 300,000 to your costs or revenue drop by that margin. And that is only one aspect of it. So these are the things that went into we deciding to move out this time.
Now, I would want some clarity on the pricing, because we keep seeing, disparities regarding the pricing across various regions in the country. So help us, President of the Association, help us appreciate the pricing proper. When you're saying price adjustment, what exactly are we looking at? When we're looking at, let's say, a sachet of pure water, for example, sachet water, what's the pricing in that nature?
Yeah, okay. At our last price increase, we recommended 40 pesos for the ice sachet. And many of them came to 30 pesos, what have you. And so we said the price of the ice sachet this time around still remains at 40 pesos. It is not changing. If you're having difficulties, you may move up, So that is for the ice sachet retail. And then when you come to the bags, we have the retailers. Retailers are the shops that you see around who buy from our truck, and then they also retail. We are recommending 6 cedis per pack. And then when they buy a 6, depending on where it is bought, the price may ring up to 8 cedis. If you look at places like East Legon, where rents and others are pretty very high, you may have people charging at 8 cedis or even beyond. But we come out with the recommended prices, still bearing in mind that we are in a free market economy. We only recommend these prices so that we can have some voice on the market. So that is about that.
And the prices have already taken effect as we speak.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, some of them started much earlier than this, but there was a level of this time we decided to go back thinking that the market itself will be able to adjust. But then it was becoming extremely very difficult. Individuals trying to do their thing, it was difficult. So we had to come in and then recommend so that is what it is. Some have started, some it might take time. We give ourselves the next 1 week to 10 days, everybody would adjust,
All right, but Maximum, I mean, in the beginning
also,
of
I must
your
be quick to also say this.
all right, in the beginning of your submission, you made it quite clear. You cited high fuel prices, really determining the cost of production. Now we're expecting fuel prices to reduce marginally throughout this weekend, especially when we're also seeing the cedi's depreciation much more stabilized. Government is injecting some money to really stabilize situations. We've seen the Bank of Ghana move in to increase the policy rate. How are these factors going to position pricing in the short to medium term, especially when things are beginning to normalize?
Hello.
Mr. Magnus, can you hear me?
Hello, I don't know where you are breaking. I am not hearing anything.
All right, so if you could hear me now, I'm quite curious.
I'm not hearing you actually. You're breaking. So can you repeat your question again, please?
Great. Well, I'm trying to get from your side, whether or not prices will remain as they are currently, considering the normalization of the cedi's depreciation against the major currencies. Fuel prices expected to reduce marginally this weekend, and even that of the inflationary rates also expected to stabilize. How could these factors reduce prices going forward in the short to medium term?
Yes, I'm still not hearing you, but then let me see if I can make sense. Make meaning out of what you're saying. That you're saying that now that the cedi is stabilizing and then other economic parameters are stabilizing, how is it going to affect us? Are we going to drop our price? Is that correct?
Perfect.
Yeah, okay, fine. What it means is that when these factors stabilize, if the fuel price change, I haven't seen it yet, but it's very marginal, like you said. So what we do is that we do pricing in a range and hope that we will not go up for a very long time, beyond a certain percentage that we are forced to go up. And so then immediately, whatever we have come up with, it's a recommended price. It comes in a range. The market itself will adjust itself. You have people adjusting either a bit lower so that they can compete on the market. We are not taking away that free market play, from our producers. So that thing still exists. We only recommend the price, but for now it may not. What it also means is that we're not going to have a situation where we have to come up every 3 months to announce a new price. Cedi stabilizing means that the price will be fairly the same over a considerable period of time. Usually, I've been around in this industry for quite some time, and we haven't had that. Like we came out 3 months ago, and we had to go up again. Just that we went about the 50% mark in most of the prices, and therefore we didn't have any choice. But it never happens. It normally takes about 2 years before we come out with another recommended price. So I don't anticipate or foresee anything happening or going up pretty very soon if the cedi remains like that, or even jumps slightly, even up to the 9 mark. I don't think we want to go up immediately.
Indeed, and we shall keep an eye on developments, and we shall be, much more falling on you for update as and when, it's needed. But we're grateful for your time, sir, for explaining things to us proper when it comes to the price of, sachet water across the country. As you've heard from him, the prices have increased. He's not expecting any reduction in the short to medium term. So you really have to add this up in your, budgeting this weekend and in the months to come. But well, moving away from that, Ghana is making progress in the move to transition to cleaner energy in the power sector. This is evident in the use of gas for all its power plants to generate electricity in the country, with the exception of one which is used by AXA Energy. According to team lead for conventional energy at the Africa Center for Energy Policy, Kojo Yaoche, the move is a positive one, but needs more aggressive initiatives to sustain it.
Made some efforts at transitioning, and that is not even within the context. We have not ascribed transitioning in that context to it until recently. It was more pushed by the economics than the transition notion. That is transitioning from crude to gas for our power sector. that was more informed by economics than the notion of transition. It was only recently that we began to talk about it within the transition context. So we have done a lot, especially in the power sector, in transitioning our power sector to more cleaner, because gas is considered as a more cleaner fuel. So to the extent that gas is considered a cleaner fuel, that we can move on to whilst we begin to strategize on how to bring more renewable energy and other biofuels into the mix, and also increasing, if possible, other hydro sources. To that extent, yes, it is right to optimize domestic gas for power production as part of the transitional efforts that we have.
You're still watching The Marketplace. The Ghana Investment Fund for Electronic Communication (GIFIC) has concluded Phase 2 of its ICT skills training for traders and market women in selected districts. Now, the initiative, which saw about 80 beneficiaries participate, will help promote their businesses through online channels as the country transitions to a digital economy. Here's more.
Known as the ICT Skills for Entrepreneurial and Women Empowerment Initiative, it aims to expand the digital capabilities and benefits of ICT to disadvantaged women and girls. The training for the second phase benefited some 3 communities in the Oti, Eastern and the Greater Accra regions. Speaking to Joy Business at the climax in the Amasaman district, Administrator for GIFIC, Prince Sefa, explained that women businesses are part of the government's digital agenda.
So the current one is training 320 people, although there's a last part which will happen in Wale Wale in the north. But this particular one was 80 each in 3 communities. That's Mahia here, and then in Cratchit, in Chumura, and then Abitifi in Kwau. So the aim of the program is to really equip our female population, especially those who are into trading and so on, with digital skills so that they will be able to go out and improve themselves, improve their businesses, improve their lives. So we're very excited about it. We're not done with it. As we said, we have one coming up very soon in the north. And we hope that it will continue.
Some of the beneficiaries who spoke to Joy Business expressed confidence that the skills training will support various traders.
I saw this app on my phone, WhatsApp Business, and I didn't know what it was because I have WhatsApp already. And through this training, I've learned that I can use it to post my the style that I've sewn to people will contact me through that and my work will grow.
We use it to do so many things. As far as those that we are showing things, you can use it to connect in order to get customers. While showing things, they show how to create business, Facebook account, and then Google and all those Instagram and so all many WhatsApp businesses.
The program is also receiving support from the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, UNESCO.
You're still watching The Marketplace. Still to come on Joy Business Shopping List today, we take you once again to the Malamata market to gauge the price of palm kernel there. Now, of the 17 major vegetable oils traded on the international market, palm oil is the most important and accounts for more than half of global import and export in trade. Today on Joy Business Shopping List, my colleague Emma Davis visited Malamata market to check how palm kernel is faring on the Ghanaian market. Here's what she found.
For your typical palm nut soup, 3 ingredients are very common. Your palm nut, your turkey berry, also known as abedu, then your Idan fruit, popularly known as prekese. I am at Malamata Market to ask the prices of these food items. Mampacho abeno ocean is saying.
In mission is this. And I will say 6 cities. And half on mission of 4 cities. We are Monday, say I say a fuma dear. Until what time be a biwa, a book, a third mission, ye nebi. Until we net time on Nadia Biniho. A wo bottom what the brand is to sue. A bin so a Yadeba, one more the bread were 20.
That's your 20 cents.
Macomacon, Olunkano 20. Or the mammy, Olunkani AC this year. Into bottom 1.6. Abedruno, in Sutota, and a banebu. Nonsense and then soon to talk. Into Yama Nana boyeding. Into what the Maya boyeding cacra. Na a use a yama painful. I pay for an answer, Nipebia, or Modia for family, I don't know. Ube brand and wine, wine, no one. And now, preggers, so you're in a barn. Or much a doctor for treachery, never be brave, I be you. There's a preggers and I'm a month for and Yamas is a preggers and a wedding. Yamini pen what am I young boarding, no wedding. But will be children 1 bonny tickets here for 2 million money a day. Where the match and 5 cities. We have 5 cities and a 2 city or 1 city and so.
The Canadian 5 cities, very
we're not getting 2 cities.
I don't can near a city. Now, send a digit 10 city. The Sian Abba, a Sadi Abba, until the a city. And I will see a 5 city. Robert to be a first in the new any about 12 city. But I say they do a year time until Sian never.
My Davis with shopping list there. That's how we end the marketplace. For more news, log on to myjoyonline.com. I'm Charles Aite. Many thanks for watching.